So I have got this clip right here. Heavy green cast vector scope completely drifted to one side. Most colorists see this and immediately reach for the primary wheels. You go to offset, drag it back to center, and boom, the vector scope looks fixed. Problem solved, right? Wrong. Look at the shadows now. They are contaminated with color cast artifacts. The scopes say you are neutral, but your image is technically ruined. This is offset trap. And that's why correction on extreme footage always feel wrong. The reason you can't fix this kind of color cast or drift with standard tools isn't your skill, it's the math. Digital video uses 3 RGB outputs. Film emulsions uses 9. In this next 8 minutes, I'm showing you the Film Mixer Engine way that fixes any broken footage without artifacts using 32-bit float math instead of destructive offset. Let's break it down. The PFA Color Suite 7.1 Mixer Engine replicates this 9 output system. Look at the interface. Instead of 3 wheels, you get 9 different sliders. 3 for red output, 3 for green output, 3 for blue outputs. This is the calibration logic. When I want to shift the image towards magenta, but I don't have a magenta slider, we can just reduce the green output. Green is the opposite magenta on the vector scope. By reducing green, the entire image shifts towards magenta without touching any other channels destructively. It's shifting perfectly towards magenta, centering the drift. Now, check the parade vector scope. The shadows are still very clean, no contamination. The blacks stayed pure because we didn't offset them. We recalibrated the green channels of contribution to the entire image. That's the fundamental difference. Now the image is still slightly off. I need to shift it towards red. I increase the red output slightly. There we go. I can massage the green back to the center. Then calibrate blue to shift the blue hue into the correct zone. Throughout this entire process, I'm making sure the skin tone stay on the flash line. Increase red a little bit more, calibrate, done. Let me show you the side by side. This is the PFA version. This is the offset version. Look at the difference in the shadows. The offset version has visible artifacts color cast in the blacks. The PFA Color Suite version is completely clean, as if there is no drift at all. The parade is neutral, the waveform is protected. This is because of the 32-bit float math running under the hood. The entire image is protected, the shadows stay pure, highlights don't clip, and the color balance is chemically accurate. So we have gone from the completely drifted green cast to perfectly calibrated neutrals in just one single engine under 3 tools. No artifacts, no shadow contamination. That's what we have restored the color balance. We can start building a cinematic grade on the clean foundation. That's where the film separation tab comes in and the printer lights as well. Now we are going to build a vintage film look using only the mixer engine and printer lights. The objective here is very simple. Take this corrected footage and push it into a rich separated color palette that feels like it was shot on a celluloid. We are starting with color separation. This is where you elaborate on the specific color axis to spread the tones across the vector scope in a very controlled way. I'm going down to the separation sliders. First, I want to elaborate more on the cyan and red axis. This creates the tonal foundation. Watch what happens when I increase the red and cyan separation. Look at the vector scope. The colors are separating along the red and cyan line. The image immediately gets richer. That's just one slider. And it's already transforming the palette. But if I stop here, the looks feel very narrow and linear looking at the vector scope. Everything is pushed into one axis. I want some spread in the magenta and green as well to bring back those details in the tones that we lost in the initial push. So I will increase magenta and green separation. Watch the vector scope. It massages back the details. It's bringing back those lost tones, preventing the image from collapsing into a single color relationship. Now I can adjust blue and yellow separation to shift the sky hue into the cyan zone where I really want it to be. There we go. We have gone from a broken green cast to a rich separated color palette using just the separation tool as well as the mixer tool. Complete transformation. It's even crazier if you add on the next tool when we look at the printer lights. This is printer lights on steroids. If I turn off shadow protection and skin protection, it behaves as the standard printer lights offset in Resolve. But when I increase those protection, when I shift red, watch the entire parade. It's moving uniformly across all tonal ranges. But this isn't what we want for a cinematic look. We need advanced protection. I will turn on shadow and skin protection. Now, Watch what happens when I increase the rate. It's only injecting color cast into those white areas in the mask. The skin stays protected. You can see it's black on the parade. The shadow stays neutral. This is game changer. I can build aggressive color moods in highlights, isolation, in environmental scenes without contaminating the talent or crashing the blacks into a tinted artifact. Let me build the vintage look. I will increase green and yellow on the classic film warmth. Push the sliders aggressively. Look at how well the image holds. No clipping, no artifacts, no plastic saturation. The 32-bit float math keeps everything stable even with extreme adjustments. If I wanted a different mood, let's say golden hour, I will increase the cyan, reduce the yellow, instant shift. Different timeline, different space, same exact engine. Look at the final before and after split screen. On the left, the original broken green cast. On the right, the fully graded vintage cinematic look. From completely drifted to fully graded in one single engine. Zero artifacts. The workflow efficiency is what separates the Mixer Engine from every other tool in DaVinci Resolve. You are not stacking nodes, fighting contamination, or drawing masks. You are calibrating and separating like a film lab here. You now have the Mixer Engine workflow that fixes extreme color drift and builds cinematic looks without destroying your shadows. Your homework: take your worst looking clip, disable any offset or corrections, and rebuild it using the 9 RGB outputs from the Film Mixer Engine of PFA Color Suite. You will see clean result immediately. PFA Color Suite is $80 off right now. 12 tools built on 32-bit float math. If you want to test drive this before committing, there is a free trial where you can experience all the features for no credit card, no limitations. Just download it and see if the Mixer Engine solves all your color drift problems. Future engine splits are coming soon, so you can buy without committing to the full entire 3 engine together and the AI engine, just individual tool. The tonal contrast engine video will be released in the next one, so it handles the film fade and rolling contrast that completes every single look you want. I'm Nash, Passion Fuels Ambition. I will see you in the next one.